Hello, my name is Trinae Brooks, and I'm going to talk about the lesson plan that I'm implementing. Is basketball and is math and basketball, and it has to do with quadratic functions and students discovering what will be the maximum height for a ball that it has to reach in order for it to make it in the basket for a free throw, and is based off the statistics of NBA player Elton Brand. So actually, it breaks it down to where the students are given his stats, and they have to put them in order for number one to identify what's the gravity, the velocity, and the release height. And then they have to combine these three variables in order to create the quadratic function that they're going to have to use to find the maximum height. And number two, they're actually going to plan out what strategies they're going to use. And this works well with the think, pair, share strategy that I chose, because the individual student will think of a strategy and then they will come with their partner and discuss their strategies and come up with an agreement upon one strategy. And then actually in number three, that's when they actually solve it. So they either are going to graph it, so they have, and that's for that visual learner who likes to see it, or they're going to actually work it out and compute it. So one of the pages, here's the facts that they need. The fast breaks to show the stats, and also this is the graph that they will be able to graph if they choose to graph it. So the three digital tools that I decided to use, one will be the simple mind mapping. And what simple mind mapping is that the students are actually going to create a mind map. And we usually don't use that a lot, but they're going to create that map. And in that map, what they're going to do is actually create what they're going to talk about, how they're going to set everything up. In the middle would be basketball challenge or math and basketball. And then from there, they'll just talk about what strategies they could use to solve. So one strategy may be graphing, if they choose that, but it's just to identify all of the strategies that they know about. They also can use factoring, which is another method to figure it out. Also, they could use completing the square. And or the quadratic formula. So this will actually give them a way to map out their information and things of that nature. So after they create this map, they will then use use Adobe Spark to actually create a video describing what they use, why they use that, and what did they come up with. And there are different things, and this is for my more creative students who likes to show that visual part, and there's different aspects that they can create on that platform. And then in the end, they will use a Flipgrid, create a Flipgrid where I will be able to choose, and they will actually do so if I click one of the videos, they will actually reply, and I can actually print the codes, which will make it AR. And we can put that around the classrooms so that they can people can come around and click on it, and it'll actually pop up with the kids describing what method they use or reflecting on the project and how they felt about it. So the implementation process was good because the students actually was interested in it because it had to deal with basketball and they were comfortable, and it got to show them where math can be seen elsewhere, and especially in a place that they would never have thought about it. Improvements would be to maybe strategically place students in groups without having them to choose their own individual groups. And probably me discussing more of what they need to do in conclusion of how to bring the whole project together. I think some students were still kind of confused on what to put where and how to create the quadratic function and how to create the graph and things of that nature. But overall, I think this is a wonderful lesson. It helped my students to understand quadratic functions better. And I think it's mainly because they saw it in a different atmosphere and saw it in a different way, so that they can see that, hey, math is not just what you learn in the classroom. So I thank you for listening, and thank you for viewing my presentation.